Let's have a look at the order of the final group here. Klimova and Ponomarenko, the Soviet Union, will skate first. They're in second place. Then B&B, they are the leaders. Wilson and McCall, they're in third place. After them, Beck and Beck, the brother and sister from Austria, and then Annenko and Sretenski, the other Soviets who will be trying to move up into some sort of medal as the last skaters on the program. Now, wow, a little color there from Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko of the Soviet Union. They're in second place. They are husband and wife.
And Jim, they are an extraordinarily lyrical pair. This free dance, really a love poem. It's charming and quite touching. Certainly to be in the purest tradition. A very pure style.
What a night of skating. It's just terrific.
I just think they're superb.
Yeah.
She is so beautiful. That lovely swan neck extends the line of her body. There's nothing frenetic or fast or overdone about this pair.
Klimova and Ponomarenko watching Katerina Witt. Her competition begins. Oh, that's Gordieva.
5.9.
Back again here, the marks for technical merit, as you see, 5.7s through 5.9s. Excellent marks for Klimova and Ponomarenko. Dick? There they are. There she is, I should say.
These are
artistic
impression.
Right?
Absolutely. And look, you can see that they're exactly where the committee or the judges panel is intended to put them. There's really no surprises in the judging here. I think everything is done quite according to Hoyle, so to speak.
Well, here are the champs, Bestemianova and Bukin of the Soviet Union, looking for their first Olympic gold medal. They were silver medalists 4 years ago to Torvill and Dean. Are they as good? Well, you saw Torvill and Dean a little while ago. You can compare.
Is speed, and in this case, a great deal of repetition in the moves.
Saw a flaw there a while ago, Dick?
So minor.
Okay.
That it's not worth commenting on. Chosen maiden. story of ice dancing is really the same every year. It's the battle of the sexes. He tames her, but it isn't easy.
And nothing's easy out there. This sport, it seems to me, Dick, has taken quantum leaps forward for the last 15 years. Really, since it came into the Olympics, I guess, in 1976.
You know, their dance is really frantic, pushing, more in the tradition. Look at the expression and the emotion here that they get. They're extremely theatrical. They're extremely theatrical.
And the applause continues.
And very powerful, very powerful. But interestingly enough, it is not a standing ovation.
Look from overhead again.
It's exquisite, isn't it?
Yep. They didn't stir the crowd quite as much as a couple of others, did they?
I think this kind of a dance is very clearly in the tradition of the new type of dancing, of theme dancing, and overall single purpose, single kind of point of view.
They did, however, stir the judges. Straight 5-9s across the board.
Well, this is clearly unison in thinking. Remember, any judge that is out of line has to answer to the referee.
Last year's World Championships, for the next mark, artistic impression, they had 6.0s. We'll see what's going to happen here.
And there they are with their coach, Tatiana Tarasova. And
Gordieva, who looked like a queen last week, is a teenager eating popcorn tonight.
And I can assure you, this couple is very happy that this is over. No doubt about it.
3 perfect marks of 6.0 from the Soviet Union.
Look at the 5-5. Look at that 5-5.
From West Germany.
From West Germany. Wow. Talk about being out of line. That's it.
6.0.
However, they have immediately moved into the lead ahead of their teammates Klimova and Ponomarenko.
Oh, I tell you, that does break the mold a little bit in judging, doesn't it?
Yep.
And the ice dancing judging is really the most restrictive and uniform of all. Movement in ice dancing is almost impossible without those difficult moves to mark down on when they're missed. Here they are.
Now the home crowd can really enjoy themselves with Tracy Wilson and Rob McCall. They're going for the bronze medal here. In third place, coming to the final performance for them.
Now, the free dance that they're going to do, the source of inspiration is a ballet set to Scott Joplin music, Elite Syncopations.
We've heard about every kind of music tonight. Now it's ragtime, real ragtime. Isn't it great to see somebody have a moment like that anytime in their lives?
They will not forget it. They will not forget it. What a wonderful dance that was. I've got to tell you, trippy, flat-footed, toey, a little goofy, sort of like those English Pearly King types. What a special moment.
But did you like it, Dick? We'll be right back. Here's the first set of marks for Wilson and McCall, 5-6 to 5-8. Excellent. Remember, they were in third place coming to the final here, hoping to hold on to that and a bronze medal in the Olympics. However, yet to come is a Soviet couple in fourth place. They'll be trying their best, obviously, to dislodge them from the medal. So it isn't over yet, no matter what. Artistic impression.
5-8s and a 5-6 and 2 5-7s. Remember, Jim, people don't move around in this event like they do in the singles. It moves sort of like a glacier. Very slow.
Let's go to David.
5.7.
Rob, every athlete dreams of having the ultimate performance at the Olympics. How would you assess tonight's performance?
I think it was, considering the pressure and it just being the Olympics, for us it was an ultimate performance. We house skated better in practice, but again you have to, like I say, weigh all the factors, and weighing all the factors probably our ultimate performance.
I think you have an excellent chance at third place.
Thank you.
Kathrin, Beck, and Christoff.
Okay, now they have, in fact, moved into third place behind B&B and Klimova and Ponomarenko. But remember, there's this couple and then the Russians who are in fourth place. So stand by. This is Beck and Beck, another brother and sister from Vienna. Fifth overall coming to this performance. Just ahead of the Americans, Semenuk and Gregory, coming to tonight.
And talk about a Broadway program.
It's showtime. Entertain you.
You think this is Baby Tune? See the moves, the edges, and the steps that exist in the compulsory dances in this program.
sister arguments tonight. The Becks of Austria have skated, I would believe, their best. It's been so entertaining tonight. You sometimes forget this is competition. And Dick, I don't think we have seen one major mistake tonight.
Well, whatever we've seen, it's been very entertaining.
The overhead look. And the big finish. Okay, there are the winners, but bronze medal still up for grabs.
5.4.
The marks for the Becks, technical merit 5.5 to 5.7. That's the first set of marks.
And those are just about where they should be. I think the important thing is that it has put them into fourth place behind Wilson and McCoy.
That's right, dropping Semenuk and Gregory of the United States to fifth.
And
one more couple to go.
And of course, well ahead of the Deschaines.
Annenko and Sretenski of the Soviet Union, Natalia and Genrikh, fourth overall, the only ones with a chance to overtake Wilson and McCall. And as Dick indicated, that's tough to do in figure skating unless the ones you're trying to overtake really bombed. And as you saw, Wilson and McCall did not.
Well, you know, the Soviets have had such an incredible impact on ice dancing, sort of like a repeat of the 1909 Ballet Russe appearances in Paris, when all the world turned to Soviet dancing. Stroking and edging. Championships and fourth unless they pull up tonight. It's called waiting your turn.
Yeah. Annenko and Sretenski of the Soviet Union.
And the ending of that program, you know, was really almost non-stop. There was very little build-up or high on it, and I think it kind of cut down the quality of this dance.
All right, we'll be back after this word from our local stations. And here's the first set of marks for Annenko and Sretenski, 5-5 to 5-7. They look like they might be resigned to fourth place again. Let's see the next set of marks, however. And then we will know. Waiting their turn, as Dick said, to ascend in the Soviet ice dancing hierarchy. 5-5 to 5-8. 5-8 from the Austrian judge. And where does that put them? It puts them in fourth place. A wide look at the Saddle Dome, and the people still waiting for the award ceremony. So here are the final standings in ice dancing. The gold medal to Bestemianova and Bukin of the Soviet Union, Klimova and Ponomarenko, the Soviet second, Wilson and McCall of Canada third. Sixth place for Susie Semenik and Scott Gregory, who skated very well tonight, and 11th place for Susan Wynn and Joseph Drouard.
In the dance event, les médailles d'or dans la compétition de danse. From the Soviet Union, de l'Union soviétique, Natalia, Bestemianova, Andrei, Bukin.
And out they come to receive their gold medal. A couple who are no doubt quite delighted that Jayne Torvill and Christine are up here in our commentary box tonight, talking to you right around Australia while they're out there getting that gold medal at last.
Yeah, they must be so relieved. I think this is possibly their last competitive amateur season, so what a way to finish it off. That was a great performance.
The silver medalists in the
What would it mean to them, Jayne, to finally win a gold medal? I mean, they've won the World Championship three times European champs. How much more important is it to crack gold at the Olympics?
I think it's very important. It's such a prestigious event, the Olympic Games, even though it's equal to a World Championship for the ice dancers. It's everything about the Olympics is so special, and I think that's the reason they stayed in for these last 4 years, is to have another go at the Olympic gold, and when they've done it, they probably can't believe it right now, but they must be relieved it's all over.
I think Natalia is really tearful.
And a huge cheer, predictably, going up for the Canadians, who I guess were slightly bigger favourites with the crowd here than with the judges tonight. Nonetheless, they have won themselves that bronze medal. Yes. Rob McCall and Tracy Wilson.
A great performance from them. I enjoyed them very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Prince Alexander de Merode, member of the Executive Board of the International Olympic Committee. Prince Alexandre de Merode, membre de la Commission Exécutive du Comité International Olympique, will present the medals to the victors. Remettra les médailles aux vainqueurs.
And a moment they've waited a long, long time for. They've been skating together for 10 years. Of course, skating a lot longer than that, though. And as Chris said, the culmination of their career. At the age of 30, Andrei Bukin gets that gold medal at last at the Winter Olympics. Natalia, 27 years of age. The silver medalist, Marina Klimova, and her partner, Sergei Ponomarenko.
They've always been the challengers to Andrei and Natalia. They've only ever succeeded in defeating them once in a competition in Moscow, I think. But for them, it's a move up the ladder. They've got the second silver medal this Olympics. They won bronze medal last, so maybe in another 4 years.
Maybe, although when you turned pro, I guess it was fairly clear that Natalia and Andrei would win a gold, but I'm not so sure when they retire that Sergei and Marina will necessarily step in.
No, I think, you know, after every Olympics, there's sort of a clean sweep and start again. So I think next year is going to be a very interesting year. Will set the trend for the following years up until the 1992 Olympics.
When the judges begin to appreciate the Shanies.
Who knows? That's Lawrence Demi. Jayne was told me that he presented our medal to us on the Olympics. I'd forgotten that. He was in charge of the ice dance when we were competing, and we feel that he encouraged the sport at that time, and indeed us, to do what we were doing. Since then, he's been moved up in the ISU and is no longer in charge of ice dance.
Please stand and share with these fine athletes their pride in their achievement.
And now the anthem they've waited to hear so long.
The national anthem, l'hymne national.
For ice dancing at the Winter Olympic Games, we're hearing it for Natalia Bestemianova and Andrei Bukin. With no mountains left to conquer, there they are at last. The Olympic gold medalists in the ice dance, Natalia Bestemianova and Andrei Bukin. And as we leave the ice dancing here tonight on gold medal night, wrapping up your impressions.
Well, I enjoyed it very much. It brings back a lot of memories from 4 years ago, which just seems like yesterday for us. I feel really happy for Andrei and Natalia. They skated wonderful throughout the whole event, and certainly the best skaters around at the moment, so I'm really happy for them.
Well, it is nostalgic for me too, but it just seems quite different because we're in a different environment, a different rink. Perhaps if the Olympics were back again in Sarajevo, it would be even more nostalgic for me. But as Chris said, I'm really pleased that Natalia and Andrei won. It's a great night for them, and they thoroughly deserved it throughout the whole competition.
There's a lot of Russian celebrations tonight through till tomorrow morning.
A lot of vodka, I think.
Well, back in Australia, not so much vodka, but I'm sure a tinny or two being cracked tonight as millions sit back and enjoy these 15th Winter Olympic Games. Thanks for being with us again, Jayne and Chris. And we'll be back later in the week, of course, for the battle for the gold medal in the ladies' figure skating.